And
John, how are you today?
hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Richie,
Everything-
welcome back to. Hey, this is Lee Wolf over with White Dove Bird, and welcome back. We're live with Richie Bello today, and we're lucky enough to have Anthony Petrone back on the show with Helm Technologies. How you guys doing?
Great. Great. Thanks for having me back, Lee. Thank you, Richie, for bringing me back. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. We really appreciate it. It's really a blessing that you come to our show. And it's a blessing that Lee's there. I mean, with the show as a co-host, basically doing a great job.
Thanks. And at least you guys could see yourselves off the top of my head. And so anyway, today we're going to dig a little deeper into data, and we're going to dig into your DMS and talk about how we could turn that into a marketing machine. And then there's a special announcement towards the end of the show that Richie and Anthony want to talk about. So there are tons of data companies out there. You could Google it. You'll get lists and lists of data companies. Some say that they're experts, some from my experience, and I'm sure Richie's not so much. And third-party leads are really falling short of what we would have hoped. So when it comes to Helm Tech, Anthony, what separates you guys from the pack, and how exactly do you feel that we could start to turn our DMSs into those marketing machines that we hope for?
Yeah, so Lee, with that said, we have that certified integration with the top DMS companies out there in the United States, Canada, and all over. So what we're doing is we're turning their DMS into this valued marketplace for them. We're using that certified integration to set up these key reach outs and making it a community for them because it's their data. So we're using their own data in service and sales to help them outreach to those customers, stay relevant, stay top of mind with them, and then we'll get them back in the store. So we're going to take our DMS integration and have that great outreach to them, text, email, and help the dealer just stay in front of those customers and not lose them to their competitors down the road. And so this is that first party data and leads that you want, these low funnel leads when we generate this for the dealer. So they're closing on these customers too in sales. Besides staying top of mind with them, they're going to close on them tremendously every month with the campaigns we're pushing and customizing for the store.
Awesome. And Richie, I'm sure you're chomping at the bit. So what do you think about turning the DMS into this marketing mechanism?
So let's talk about this, right? So really, what does that mean? So let's talk about marketplaces. Let's talk about lead generation. From back in history, you had eBay Motors, great marketplace, okay? Cars.com, at the time was Cars.com, Auto Traders, and Cars Direct, believe it or not, was the top dog back then, all right? So they don't have something that the DMS does. They're your customers, subscribers. Why do I call them subscribers? Because they keep coming in service warranty work, okay? And you keep getting an RO from them, different than another marketplace. They go once when they want something, and then that's it. They never go back to you, or they come the next time they need something. So let's talk about that. How did we arrive that it's a marketplace? Because those are your customers that are consistently giving you business. They get into an accident, they call you for a body shop. They need service, they call you for the body shop. For the service. They need a part, they call your parts department, right? So let's see what happens. Let's see what the evolution came up with. So the evolution, it was these guys were great marketers. I'll sell you leads, They don't really care less about any of your customers. To them, those are their customers. Cars.com, Cars Direct, because they go in there first. So the next time that you need leads, you got to keep going to him. So start taking control and start dominating your marketplace. Start dominating it. Get your DMS going. Get your marketing in your DMS going. Get control back, Mr. Dealer, that you gave up 30 years ago when these marketplaces came up. You gave up that control. Now they're shotgunning everywhere, and we know that's true because the vehicle in operation is dropping per dealership, but in the overall, it has increased. So what's that telling you? That process works for a now situation. The thing about now, it works, but you're hurting your retention and your employee retention. Let's talk about this other thing. Get your marketplace going with Helms Technology. Okay, forget about the rest. Okay, because Helms Technology is an 80-year-old company. Number one. Number two, they have tremendous amount of credibility in the marketplace. And number three, they got all the data. They got it all. Okay, all the data you can imagine they have. Okay, so now stop your customers from selling their cars privately into Facebook Marketplace and all this, and start offering your campaigns in your DMS. We are in the market for vehicles. The auction is getting too high, and we like to buy cars from you, Mr. Customer. Why? So we can, in return, give those back to our customers, as our retention is key to retain the customers. We don't want to buy cars from auction. We want to buy them from our customers like you. Right? So start doing that campaign, start doing your service campaigns, and start doing your sales campaign. And now you're creating a learning curve, right? But you're also creating enthusiasm. What equals enthusiasm? Learning curve. The higher your learning curve is, the more enthusiasm you have. Okay. And now you're retaining your employees, because without retaining your employees, let's face it, you're never going to retain a customer. Just doesn't work like that. So you start retaining your employees because the positive attitude is so good in that dealership while we're selling to our own customers. So now they don't believe in taking advantage of that customer that comes in from a lead generator company like Cars.com, like TrueCar, like all these people. Now you're not taking advantage of the customer. You're growing, and you're growing your retention. What happens when a customer buys a car from you once, and the second time they come back? Now you got an opportunity to get more service business. You got an opportunity to get referrals. So you can start by building. Then after you do this thing with Anthony, let's start doing campaigns on referrals. I mean, that's a marketplace. So let's see what we talked about. Used cars, buy more cars than you've ever bought from customers. New car sales, used car sales, service, your parts business. Oh, and the other thing I just mentioned, which is key. You don't have to do one campaign. You do 5, 6, 7 different campaigns. And now you sit down with Anthony and you rock it out. And that's what my intake is. And that's why it's a marketplace and a community at the same time. It's Facebook and Cars.com all at the same time. If you work it right and you clean your data and you use Anthony's tools to clean your data, to do the outreach and do the campaigns.
All right. So we knocked out, that was actually going to be my next question about increasing employee and customer retention, but you knocked that right out of the park. What about the difference between traditional data and then digital or real-time data?
I'm glad you brought that up, Lee. I'm really, really glad. There's a big confusing out there. And back in the days, right, there was this type of data called registration data and title data. 2 different types of things. Let's talk about registration data. Lee Wolf registered a BMW under his name, Lee Wolf, right? Let's pull that record. Oh, wait a minute. It takes 90 days to pull it from DMV. Current data, 90 days it takes. And it's because of the process. You go get a car, they put a temporary sticker, the paperwork, the banking, all that stuff all comes together, and then that goes to DMV, right? And there's services that take, that long, and it's always 30 days, right? Wait a minute. I have a question now. 90 days it takes you to know about that information. Today's world is different. Today's world is you know it in real time because it's online. Every day that inventory changes daily. ShopSmart's inventory changes daily. The average day changed daily. The trade-ins change daily. Okay? Because we're tracking the VIN number. Tracking the VIN number. Oh, hold on. Now let's talk about what is title data. When you do a digital, when you do anything like direct mail, you want title data and registration data. Sometimes the title data is good because you register the car under your name, but it's titled under Richie Bello for whatever reason, credits or whatever. So now you get the both people in the door in your showroom.
Okay.
Right? That's the whole thing with title data versus registration, but it takes 90 days. Who wants to wait 90 days? Oh, so then after 90 days, the party's over? And then you 3 statements came out, 3 financial statements, and you lost on each one 10 grand. And now you're going to plan it and strategize. I don't think so. Not me. I don't want to do that. I want to strategize real-time data. I want to strategize all that kind of stuff. Data is data. There's plenty of companies out there that are much better, probably have a lot more knowledge than Richie, but does the data really talk to them? Because I've been in the retail sector my whole life in the car business. So I use it to make me money to sell more cars. They use it for analytics and to tell this guy that and that guy that. I don't care about that. I'm taking that data and finding out how I can sell more cars. How can I get more service business? How can I increase my part business? How can I get more trade-ins? That's why it talks to me, because I'm from that side. I'm not a data science guy, okay? But when it comes to a customer, I know what to do with that one, okay? Let me just say that. And that's what that data tells me, where the opportunity is and how to make that optimized so I can sell more cars, sell more service business, sell more parts. I may have on the shelf there, for Honda Accords, a whole shelf of spoilers I may have. Or I may have remote starts. Let me see that inventory. Okay, Anthony, do a promo right now on keyless entry or wireless or whatever you want to call it, or a satellite up on their heads. Who cares, right? Let me tell you something. That's what you do. Are you getting the parts inventory that you're paying floor plan on and knowing how much inventory you got and do a promo on that? Because you decided to buy those parts because the vendor gave you a good deal and you're stuck with that and you're paying interest on that? Why not flip that money instead of throwing it in the garbage in 3 years after it becomes obsolete? I mean, these are all things that make money in a dealership.
Right.
This is just like a common thing that happens. Okay, but you know what you need? Common sense. And if they would have an app for common sense, they'd be a trillion downloads. Okay? Because we're not using any common sense anymore. Okay? It's not happening. I'm not the smartest guy. I don't even know how to write half the things or anything, and all that is great. But what I know, I have the common sense part. Use this and let's all make money. And Anthony's got a tremendous amount of knowledge in this field. And that's what the knowledge is here. Anthony Petrone, that can take your store and totally flip it 360 so you can sell more cars, sell more service and all that. And forget about Google AdWords. Okay, what they're charging you. Forget about this. You dealers, after COVID, you guys got buying centers. Hello?
Right.
You're going after Kelly Blue Book and this, and that's great. Use them too, because they're a very good platform. They're a very good brand. All right, Cox Automotive, awesome. Awesome company, unbelievable, great company. Okay. But let me tell you something. Use that. Now there's two things you're doing. Okay. Now in your buy center, you're getting filled up. You got Castle Automotive, you got Auto Nation, and Lithia's got one of the biggest buying centers there is. Let's do that. Penske Automotive out in California, I heard he is killing the bear with his buying center. I mean, are you kidding me? That right there is a tremendous marketplace. Stop them from going to Facebook and bring them into your showroom, get the trade, and then you sell them. If somebody's selling a car, they're in the market for a car. They're not going to take the bicycle to work, are they? Or maybe they're going to hitchhike. What do we do? They're going to hitchhike? I don't think so. Why do you think they're selling the car? Because either their budget changed, they need a cheaper car, or they need a more expensive car, or they had a family now and they need more room. So whatever reason, they're in the market for a car. So it's the campaign to get them in on basically on what they're looking for. That's why it's called, guys, in-market data. When you're talking about in-market data, you're talking about a game changer, because you're talking about your conversion to go up, your ROI to go up, but most important, your ROA, return on assets, going up. And now your dealership as a franchise has more value.
Well, with all that said, Anthony,
yes,
I hear you and Richie have been very busy behind the scenes formulating a plan that's going to make you very busy over the coming days. So why don't you, this is the announcement that we've been waiting to hear about. So what's going on?
All right. So we have a good announcement, special announcement. We're hitting the road. That's why Richie's already in his vehicle, and I'll be meeting him soon. So we're hitting the road in South Florida next week. We have a lot of dealer meetings set up. We'll be seeing a ton of dealers next week that want to see this product, that have requested demos, and we're going to see them together in person. So if you're interested and you want to meet with us in South Florida next week, please let us know. Reach out to Richie or myself, and we will schedule a in-person meeting, or we'll try to get together somehow and put this together so you can see how powerful this is and the ROI that we will bring to your store with this DMS marketing that we have.
Cool. Richie, got anything to say about the travels there?
I'm excited. I know we're going. This is going to be one of the first marketplaces we're going to go. We're going to be repeating this. I think we're figuring out our next plan, which I want to announce will be Michigan. Detroit, there's a lot of business that me and Anthony and Helms Technology have to do in Michigan. So we'll be next stop in Michigan. This time in South Florida, I'm going to wait a little bit for the summer because I don't really like it there. But I have a lot of friends in Michigan that they know about it and all that, and they're waiting for us. So next stop will be definitely Michigan.
That's right.
Awesome. Yep. All right. Well, I wish you two the best of luck on that trip. Between Helm Technologies and Richie Bello, there's an unbelievable amount of wealth of information and technology to offer. And I'm really excited. Maybe the next time we get together, we could talk about how that trip went. And
love it.
Yeah. And that's it. Thank you both for being on the show today. It's always a pleasure.